And next, I want to share with you something from one of the #1 guests on London Real of all time, someone who is almost synonymous with the show, and that is Dorian Yates, Mr. 6-time Mr. Olympia. This guy was the greatest body in the world from 1992 to 1997. He had a chiseled physique of 260 pounds at 4% body weight, and would just go on the stage and just blow everybody away. And what I love about Dorian is he was this guy in a basement in Birmingham in England. He was not at Muscle Beach at Gold's Gym with the Schwarzeneggers of the world and all those guys out there who had all the technology, who had all the science, who had all the intellectual property and all the sponsors. Dorian did it his way. Dorian came from hard times. He came from council flats. He came from a family where his parents both died. He had nothing except his own mind. And Dorian realized that if he could go into the depths of his psyche, he could create the greatest physique in the world. And he didn't need mentors. He didn't need machines. He didn't need protein powders. He could do it himself, and that's what he proved. And he showed the world. And he had the nickname called the Shadow because no one knew who he was. They didn't know his background. They wouldn't see him all year, and he would show up to Mr. Olympia, take off his robes, and bam, win. And then he would put him back on and disappear for another year and do it again and again and again. And it was because he was able to go darker and deeper into his own mind to access those pain points that no one else was willing to do. And so Dorian always fascinated me. And so I decided to go down to Spain, where he lives now in Marbella, to learn more about how he trains and the mentality of this. And this is part of a film we did with Dorian called Inside the Shadow. There's a whole film here. It's 90 minutes where all sorts of crazy things happen. But this is the session where Dorian decides to take me through leg day. Now, leg day is where you're working the biggest muscles in your body, and it's something that Dorian's notorious for. He takes guys through leg days, guys that are bodybuilders at the top of their game, and they throw up, they cry, they want to quit because Dorian is so hardcore. This is how he became a champion, by accessing his brain in a way no one else could. And here's a short clip about him taking me through that same pain, that same mental toughness, and watch what happens. My first day here, and Dorian told me to meet him at the gym. It was time for me to understand how the Shadow was created. To do that, I needed to walk a mile in his shoes.
The way I approach the contest is it's Dorian Yates against Dorian Yates of last year. And that's what I'm trying to beat. I'm trying to beat the Dorian Yates of last year rather than thinking about beating other people, which basically I have no control over. So that's my competition.
Dorian had pushed past every physical instinct in order to reach his goal. He used anger. It can get you a long way. I used it myself as a young man on Wall Street, obsessed with making money.
But what people got to realize is when I'm on stage, when I'm in the gym, that's my job. And to me, you know, it is serious. I take that seriously.
But Dorian took it to another level. He pounded his body into submission day after day after day. Everyone has access to the same equipment, the same knowledge, even the same drugs. What made Dorian different, what made him a champion, was embracing the pain. Because where there's pain, there's growth. Dorian's leg training sessions were notorious in the bodybuilding community. The bigger the muscle group, the bigger the pain.
Dominate the machine!
Everyone dreaded his leg day. But every now and then, some sucker would venture up to Temple Gym and give one a try.
Fucking bitch!
it never ended well.
Hey, Brian.
This is it. There's the spot, right?
Welcome to the jungle, man.
Love it, love it. What a great setup here.
Yeah, we're going to start outside, a little bit different from Temple Gym.
Yeah,
We've
right?
got a nice outside area with the sun and everything like that. So we're going to start out there with a little bit of stretching, mobility exercises.
Okay, sounds good.
And it's leg day today, man.
It's leg day.
It's straight in the deep end, man. Why not?
You're known for your leg days,
Yeah.
right?
So it's going to be fun. Let's go. Let's go
excited.
outside. You got to have a goal, you know. It's like you got to have a plan and a desire, because if I haven't got a desire, when it gets really uncomfortable, you're probably just going to say, "Hey, screw this. This is enough," you know.
Right. Good.
All right. So we're going to do a light set to get the movement, get everything, get the blood in there. We're going to do a medium set
Okay.
to further, you know, get the body and the mind ready.
Yeah.
And then the last set is going to be like somebody's got a gun to your little baby's head, yeah? And he's gonna pull the trigger unless you fucking give 100%. It's life and death. One set. Then we move on to another exercise. The toughest stuff is first, trust me, those 3 exercises.
Okay.
The other ones are tough, but 3 quad exercises are the beast, you
I
know?
just had a little baby, so the
I know
gun,
you did.
the gun to his head reference is very,
I thought so. I thought that would work.
That's pretty painful.
Yeah. Good man. That's a set. That's a set.
Are these like the plates you had at Temple? These are old school, right?
Yeah, these are real weights, man.
Do you like?
Real old iron.
You prefer
know?
this?
Yeah. Don't want to be too sanitized, you know? It's not nice. It's nasty, this shit, you know?
Nasty, right?
Yeah.
Dark and nasty.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get angry, you gotta push, you gotta visualize whatever helps you get through that set, you know? I used to do, you know, I say to myself, this is for my family, this is for my wife and my kid, and, you know? And even like kind of a fuck you motivation.
I still remember that leg press where I'm screaming so loud. It was so much pain. And I had lifted before, and I love lifting heavy, but I had never gone to that extreme. I just had never been around someone that could push me that hard. I had spotters before, but Dorian pushed me 20, 25% past anything I thought was possible. And then after that, he's like, Brian, I'm talking about doing that every single day. And that's when I understood what made Dorian a champion, because there's guys out there that could do that for a month or for a year, but could you do that for 14 years? I mean, that's just a whole nother level. But that's all it took. It was that mental toughness that created Dorian the physique, which allowed this guy to get out of his environment and become anything he wanted to be. Otherwise, he would have never left that council flat in Birmingham. Now, he could do anything he want. He created the man through the discipline that could be anything in the world. And he has become a spokesman for all sorts of things, not just lifting, spirituality, everything, because he put himself through that pain and went through that growth. I learned so much from Dorian that day. And it put me on my own adventure of personal growth.